Good evening, peeps. I'm Auriel Grace, and this is a spiritual show. And tonight we're going to be talking about communication. Yes. So I've been receiving messages from peeps, spirit. So the angels decided to give me like a little list of things that they wanted me to talk about. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight, communication. And I also, for communicating with people and like giving it your all and and that and learning how to communicate. This is a great book, The Four Agreements. It's been around for a while, and it's always good to go and refresh, because there's a lot of really good information in here about communication with self, communication with others, the equal exchange of energy. It's really a great book. So I picked this one up. I think this was, yeah. I'm always picking up. I decided, like I usually give these books away. I'm not giving this book away because I got it at Five Below. So if you have a Five Below near you, go check it out and see if you can find this book. If you can't, it's on Amazon and you can get it there. I think it was $5 on Amazon too. Hey, Bonnie. So this is one of the greatest books that I've read. It's a really easy read, and it's a good refresher too. So if you want to learn about communication, check this book out. Okay, and communication in a good way, you know, because like sometimes when we're talking to each other, we're not really listening, and communication is listening too. Okay. So, have you tried doing the flourish mantra? Let me know if you've tried doing it, how you feel about it. Okay, because I've had some good, like positive feedback from it. And I would like to know if you've tried it, if you're using your mala. Mary said she was using her fingers to do it. I don't know how she did it. I would have like gotten all mixed up using my fingers. So, so try the flourish mantra. You can check that out on my blog at arielgrace.net, or you can go over here to YouTube and look on the playlist for psychic tip of the day. Okay. All right. So since March started, I've been a little bit pestered by my spirit guides and angels to talk about communication. And the reason why is um, I have been receiving like messages, emails about with videos like, oh my gosh, check this out. Oh my gosh, check this out. And and some of the videos, the videos are well made, they're beautiful. However, what they're doing is they're stringing along um, messages from all different cultures, but what they're doing is they're putting people in fear about these positive messages. Here's these great positive messages, and then there's a fear message at the end. And so if you see something on social media that puts you in a place of fear, like don't follow it because there's more to that. I've even seen a couple. I'm like, how do they manage to do that? How do they manage to make this beautiful video, and with all these beautiful words, and then at the end, it's like, if you don't do this, blah 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 will happen to you. Thanks. Don't pay attention to that stuff because all it's doing is grabbing people, pulling them in, and putting them in a place where we don't want to be. We want to be on that high vibe, that high frequency, that frequency of love, right? So make sure when you're scrolling through social media or you're looking at stuff through social media that it uplifts you and it grabs you, it helps you focus, it gives you wisdom, it gives you something that you can actually use, right? Something that you can use in your daily life and help you through your daily life, okay? Because there's a lot of scare stuff going on right now. And as anyone that watches me knows, I don't have a television. The only time I watch television is when I go see my mom or if I'm in a hotel room. So, um, I watch streaming services, but I don't watch the news. And it's because I get enough information coming to me, people wanting to know about our government and they want to know like what's going on and should they worry. Um, and again, this is connected to what's being told to us, what's being communicated to us. Um, I think, and I've said this before too, hey, Iris, that if you see something on social media or you see something on the news, and the angels are really like pushing for this, is that make sure that you are looking at the the source, not not all the gossip, because like somebody will share something that's source material and then woof, it explodes and people are talking about it and they're whatever. Anyway, please make sure that you go to the source, all right? Because when you go to the source, then you get the truth. And that's better for you. Um, there's a lot of really good psychics that are doing predictions right now. And there are a lot of really good psychics out there that can assist you with like understanding what's going on. And I've got a little bit of some messages here about what's going on Earth right now as far as politics go and like structure and stuff. So we want to make sure we want to make sure that we're not just believing all all the stuff like just being thrown at you. And you can go through your social media posts and you can limit the ads or limit some of that stuff that you see that you don't resonate with and maybe puts you in a place of fear because we want to stay in that high vibe uh, area, the frequency of love, right? The more of us that stay in the frequency of love, the better because that's catchy, it's better, and we raise the resonance of wherever we live and the resonance of the people that we're connected to because they see us being loving and kind and having compassion and all those other good things. So we want to do that, spread that type of vibe out into the world, not the gossip, right? Not the stuff, not the fear stuff. All right. So, and social media is a really powerful tool to have to get your message out there. And when you can do that in a good way, that is so great. It is. It's so great. So great. So, we want to make sure, right, that we're staying in a place of love because there's too much controversy going on right now and there's uh, too much of it. We want to make sure that we're seeing the truth and we're being able to discern the truth. All right. There's a lot of charlatans out there that are like doing crazy stuff and and they are scaring the heck out of people. So we want to make sure that any psychic that you go to, if they put you in fear, just set up some boundaries with that. I don't want to be put in fear. I just want knowledge. I want, I want to know what I can do about this. All right. There's more psychics out there now that are more positive and upbeat than there have been ever, which is great. Great, great, great. All right. So, Archaea Grace and Archaea Faith want to remind you that, you know, make sure to take care of your spiritual hygiene. Make sure that you keep up with your spiritual hygiene in your home. Just like last week, we talked about putting waterfalls in your windows and doorways to keep out, to keep out the negative energy. And so when people walk through those waterfalls, when they enter your house, it clears their aura, it clears their energy field so that they feel better and they don't carry around so many goo and cooties. So there's all kinds of fun things that you can do that are not hard and everybody can do them. Okay. So back there, those books back there, a psychic story series, those books back there, there's a lot of handy tips in those books that can help you with your house. I think I'm Psychic Not Telepathic has a lot of info about what you can do to for the spiritual hygiene of your home plus yourself. So make sure you pay attention to that. Okay? Because it keeps again that keeps your spirits up plus positive plus high vibes, right? And it helps you with your connection to source and earth so that we always have that energy flow moving through us, above us, entering us, and going down into the earth. All right. So, our creator, the universe, God, is good and gracious. There will always be new people coming in and out of your lives. There will always be opportunities coming your way so that all others, and so on with all other planets as well, including Earth. So, Um, I've had some new people and they've been kind of upset with me because I think, and I'm psychic, not telepathic, and clarity with purpose. We talk about clearing and clearing out people that no longer serve you, letting them go, right? Setting up boundaries. You are not being mean when you set up boundaries or you let go of people that aren't serving you. Sometimes we have to step out of somebody's life in order for them to learn, in order that for them to grow because they're too dependent on us. So sometimes we just have to set up some boundaries and step aside so they can have more experiences. Sometimes they come back into our lives, sometimes they don't, but bless them. Put them in a big love bubble and send them on their way so that they are not living through you or they are not taking from you. All right. I don't mean it in a mean way. I'm just saying that I feel like a lot of people will hold on to people, objects, all that stuff. They will hold it close to them because they're afraid that, they may not see them again and whatnot. But we have to remember everybody has free will. It's up to them to decide if they want to stick around or if they want to move on. And sometimes you have to just give them a little push to help them out. And that is what I mean by that. I'm not trying to be mean. I am just saying that sometimes the universe, wants us. That is a big lesson for us to learn is that. And communicating that in a good way, setting up boundaries, communicating it in a good way teaches others also how to honor themselves because when we do that, we're honoring ourselves. All right. It's self love. Self love. All right. So please make sure to use, to work with that spiritual hygiene. There's tons of tools that I've given you on all these videos and through my blog to help you out in a good way, in the best way, in the easiest way. All right. So you don't have to do all this crazy stuff. All right. Okay. All right. So, one of the reasons why we're seeing all the crazy stuff happen is because astrologically, Pluto went into Aquarius. Yes, this is good. For the past, I think, 9 years, Pluto was in Capricorn, and we saw some of the structures all over the world, like the systems that we have in place that don't work anymore. They're starting to break down, right? And now they're breaking down further. And so we need to help with building it back up. And whatever interests you have, whether it's through health, through its education, um, finance, however, which way that is, new structures are being formed. And sometimes people will get mad. They don't want a new thing. But we have to tell them, hey, you know, you get this new thing to play with and figure out. It's okay. It's all right. Support them in their efforts because there's going to be some more breakdown of what's going on. And people have formed like their opinions, and people will be speaking out. And so we do need to like be able to flow through some of this chaos that's coming up. It's okay. It's like everything is getting rebuilt and renewed, and that's okay. It's actually good for us. We all need an upgrade, right? Like upgrades are good. When our computer upgrades, runs faster, right? When our phone does its thing, runs faster, does a great thing. That's what's happening now, is that. And that's why we have a lot of like, you know, scary moments, but those scary moments actually lead us to renewal, rebuilding. And that's what we're going into spring, renewal, right? That's what we talk about during spring, renewing everything, refresh, invigorate, new life. Okay. All right. Iris, did you do your have you done the mantra, the flourish mantra? Let me know, okay? All right. So it's up to us to help those people that go into fear and to help them move out of fear and into the light, into something better. All right. It's always a choice though. And so for those people that want to stay like in the corner with their hands over their eyeballs. Sometimes we have to let them sit in the corner while everybody else moves forward. So then they will see, oh, look, they're doing okay. I should get out of the corner. And it's okay. I just wanted to know if you had tried it. Um, so we want to help them. We don't want to force people. Okay. So we all those people that are staying in the corner with their hands over their eyes, being afraid, we just move forward and show them the way. All right. Because that way it helps them understand about taking better care of themselves, their families, their friends, themselves, really. Because the more people that take better care of themselves, the more they shine. So because let's see, okay, so because of all the controversy that's going on right now, the angels are really interested and want to help people. They want to uplift them. They want to guide, guard, and protect them. And so because of that, they've asked me to remind you to talk to them, ask questions, ask for good guidance, because that's what they're here for to do, is to assist you and to comfort you. So please ask the angels for assistance. That's what they're there for. Yeah, the airplanes. Well, there's some when I started seeing the airplane thing, um I feel like there might be more airplane things going on. So I always tell people take the train. I take the train. If I have to go somewhere far, I'm gonna take the train because I don't like to fly. But there's other ways of transportation, cars, planes, trains, buses. Um, uh, and next time I go to Chicago, I'm taking the train. I'm not going to drive. It's too long of a drive, and I'm getting too old for that stuff now. But yeah, the airplanes. There's well, first of all, like the Earth is shifting, it's changing, and so the true North Pole right now is in Siberia. So the poles are shifting, and so it's all kind of interconnected, and that's why like just try to be careful if you have to fly. Um, really use your inner intuition and your inner guidance when you're booking that flight. Okay, you'll be able to feel it whether or not you should book that flight or not. All right, again, renewal and upgrades. Everything needs a renewal and upgrade, and we need that in our homes and the way we travel as well. So it's all coming up, and sometimes it has to be forced, because people are like, "Oh, I can't do that because it costs too much money. Can't do that because it costs too much money." But guess what? It's going to cost you more if you don't do it, right? It's like, do you want solar panels on your house in order to save on energy? Or do you want the regular stuff that's going to cost you three times as much? Which would you like? Oh, I want the solar panels. So, yeah, right. Yes. So these are things that we need to really pay attention to and be careful of, not go in fear about, but instead look at it and go, okay, so is this for me? Does this feel good for me? Should I be doing this? Or shall I look at other choices or other things that I can do? All right. And it's really a big thing right now because there's so many things that need, like I keep hearing updates, they need to be updated. And so just as you're doing your thing, make sure to be very discerning. Okay. All right. Because hey, you never know what could happen, right? You might end up on a plane and you get there just fine. I don't like the pressure in planes. It hurts my ears. So, all right. Um, so it's up to us to choose the better things. And sometimes it might take longer or it might cost us a little bit more. Um, but what is our own worth to ourselves, right? What are we worth? What is my worth? Yeah. All right. So a lot of people are talking about like the end of time or the end of Earth or um, like World War III, um, and things like that. And yeah, I don't know about World War III. I do know that there's going to be the end of some things, but it's not the end of our planet. Um, and so it's up to us to go, okay, so what are our choices? What can we choose? You know, and then that way, also, again, we're asking for a choice rather than fear. All right, a strategy, an intention. Okay, so please, there are all these talks around, with Russia um, and Europe, and we really just need to not put a lot of negative energy or not. We need to not put um, fear on top of it. You know, we need to, if you want to pray for it, pray for a better solution, pray for a good outcome because that is what helps. And we all know prayer works because my mom is part of a prayer group. And whenever somebody gets a hold of me and they need prayers, when they email me about someone else, we send the name over to the prayer groups. And we know from that prayer group, from those prayers that the people are being prayed over for 10 days, we're having such positive results. And even with doing Reiki, just putting your hands out and asking to push that energy out. Even if you're not a Reiki one, you can still do that. It's all universal life force. You can still like push positive energy out. That's what the pink blankets are all about. The pink blankets are love. It is love from source. It's not your love, it's love from source. It is universal life energy. That's what the pink blankets are. Pink because it's about affection and love. Okay? So if you want to help, do that. Prayer is powerful. It can heal, it can help. So if you feel like, oh, I can't donate money, but you can pray. And that helps. All right. So it's not going to be the end of the world. Yay! All right. But I also like while I was sitting and getting my download for tonight, the angels really want people to pay attention to what an argument is and what a discussion is. When you're discussing things, you're sharing energy, you're sharing your words, you're sharing communication, right? You're listening and you're talking, and you're taking turns talking to each other, not talking over each other, not interrupting anybody, but sharing information. And so right now, they're really encouraging people to share information, right? That's a big thing with them right now. I kept seeing it over and over again. And so share communication, learn how to communicate if you don't know how to. Make sure that it's good, it's smooth, and it is an exchange of energy. All right. So you don't feel like you're not being heard and you don't feel like you're being shouted at, right? Arguments. Okay. All right. So the other thing is there are there are a lot of indigenous beings, people, humans, and they talk about they have different words for it, but basically this is what it is: heaven on earth. Okay. So um people will say that, well, I'm creating heaven on earth. Well, all right then. Cool. And I've seen a lot of different places that are very beautiful, and that's what they say. The owners will say, oh, this is heaven on earth. So in Crestone, Colorado, there is like this labyrinth there, and there's all these rock outcroppings, and they've made all these in the on this piece of property. They've made this huge labyrinth, and you follow the labyrinth, and there's all these stops that you can make, and there's crystals, there's chairs, there's all this kind of stuff, and they call it heaven on earth. That's their version of heaven on earth, so that people can come and enjoy the labyrinth, and when they get through with the labyrinth, they feel so good, right? Then there's other people that grow huge gardens and create a beautiful home, and that is their heaven on earth. And that's what, like, those are two like different things, but heaven on earth is different for everyone. When you are creating your heaven on earth, it's your personal place, space, that is your sanctuary and where your heart is, right? Home is where the heart is. And so heaven on earth is different for everyone. It's not one specific place, it's not one specific being, it's not any of that. It's your interpretation of what that looks like. Okay? So I've had a couple of people email me and kind of like freaking out about heaven on earth. Oh, I have to build heaven on earth. You don't have to build anything. But you can create something that you think is is what you perceive as heavenly, right? And so as we create these things, as we create like these heaven on earth things, these homes, these gardens, these places where people feel the energy and raise up, um, that is good for the earth. These sanctuaries, like the botanical gardens, the beach, the mountains. Um, there are some people that what do they call? I forget what it's called, but they love the city. To them, that is heaven on earth because they love to go into the city. They love doing all the stuff in the city, and they just want to stay in the city. That's their version of it, right? So as you're looking around and as you're building your home or as you're restructuring your home or restructuring your garden or going to see a beautiful place, remember that these are all things, heavenly things. They're all things that have been brought to this earth. These creative beautiful people have created these beautiful things for to raise our resonance. I mean, I let's see, I was doing some research for the last Lucy Prophet book, and I was doing the research in Italy because she went to Italy, and the the portraits and the paintings there in Italy, and I'm not even talking about the Vatican. We're not even there yet. Just all around Rome. Wow. So those are things that they're talking about heaven on earth. You're pulling it down, heaven on earth, and anchoring it into the earth. And so that helps you create, or as you're creating, you're pulling that energy down. And so, what if, like, a whole bunch of people in your community decided to, for their yards or their homes, create their own version of heaven on earth? What would that look like? And how would that feel? so So instead, when you hear heaven on earth, ask the person, like, oh, where'd you hear that from? And have you created that here on earth? Is that your own form? How did you do it? Ask them questions because a lot of times that's what they're talking about. Heaven on earth. You create it, it's yours. And we need more of that now, right? We need more of those places, those sacred areas to assist with raising our resonance and those we are connected to. So those are the things that the angels wanted me to talk about. I'm asking them now, do you want anything? Do you have anything else to say? so, um, but they're talking about to just remember to be flexible, remember to be fluid, remember to, if you feel yourself like your resonance slowing or moving down, remember to take a breath, connect to your heart chakra, and breathe light so that you can come back into the frequency of love. And remember, there's no fear when you're in that frequency. Fear can't be in a place of love. It's the opposite of love. So just remember that as you're moving through your day. If you feel yourself slip down, go back, take a breath, connect to your heart, breathe light into it, and feel that energy of love flow through you so that that energy of love is always surrounding you. And it's catchy. It is. So, okay. Anything else? All right. Yeah. Okay. So, all right, cool. We got it. So, making sure to be the peacemakers, be the love people. Make sure to be understanding, compassionate, and kind, even when it seems like yikes. And if you can't do anything for a situation, pray. That is the most powerful thing that you can do for people in any situation for the best outcome. All right. All right. So, so next week we're going to have Kendra on, and she's going to talk about the astrology for April. It's a busy month. Again, another busy month. And please, if you're in a place where you can see the solar eclipse, check that out and watch that because I have a feeling it's going to be pretty awesome. All right. All right. So we'll see you next week. Remember, keep your heart open and align with the energy of love. Good night.